All right. So yeah, this is a little video description for my Devaxx coaching service, and I'm very excited about it. It's sort of like the culmination of 2 years worth of research and development, and it's really for people who have essentially had either they've taken a pharmaceutical and they regret taking it, or perhaps they've been exposed secondhand to the same materials as are in those pharmaceutical products. And what I would say is that we have reason to suggest that devaxing is for everyone now. And that is because there are several vectors through which these implements, these very small, these nano implements and these graphene oxide implements and these heavy metals and these parasite infections and whatnot. They seem to be circulating through multiple vectors. And we're still at Save the Vax movement, and myself being part of that through what I'm offering through Sean Barker Coaching. We're still researching that issue. But the reason why I have combined DVAX and holistic wellness coaching into one service is because, in my opinion, devaxing is for everyone now. And so, even for people who come to me for holistic health care, I'm going to be checking the panels that correspond to my own devax panels that I've created in the biofeedback system. And I'm also going to be checking other things as well. So that's why we've combined them into one service. But basically, what DVAX coaching is, it's meant to be sort of like coordinated care. So I'm not telling you to leave your doctor. I'm not telling you to walk away from the medical industry. I do have clients who want to walk away from the medical industry. And so for those people, I'm happy to guide them through an entirely holistic, independent, alternative, complementary care service that will detox the materials and will do the best that the holistic world can do in terms of reversing any damage that has been done. And it's quite remarkable what the holistic community can do, I have to say. I do believe that it's where, for most things, the more powerful remedies lie. Now, the caveat there is that most things are not everything. So you do want to, in my opinion, I'm a big advocate of integrative medicine because you get the best of both worlds. You get the allopathic traditional medical thing, what has become traditional medicine in the Western world. But the real traditions that go deep into our roots and deep into our bones and deep into our ancestries are really sort of the indigenous healing practices that every group has developed worldwide. You know, we tend to think of indigenous practices as non-white peoples, but there were indigenous health and healing practices that came from pagan European ancestors as well. And so these things have been reclaimed ever since their very violent suppression, which began in the 20th century. And we're still doing that work of reclamation and integrating all of this knowledge into the most powerful solution. So, holistic health has come a long way for people who want to go holistic health wise. But I don't want people who can't let it go. You know, who don't. Maybe you have chronic illness. Maybe you have some things to where it would be incredibly difficult for you to just drop all of what you do in terms of the pharmaceutical world. It would be irresponsible of me to encourage you to do that, and so I don't do that. But even strategically, with regard to the issues with these novel pharmaceuticals that have the mRNA technology in them and have nanotech inside of them and have other microorganisms inside of them, these novel apparati, is that the word? These novel mechanisms that we're not used to are causing problems for people. And then there's a question as to which percentage of the people who took injections got that materials inside of them, because there do appear to have been placebos. But there's also the question as to which of the people who got the materials, are there people who got the materials inside of them who are not manifesting symptoms and not likely to manifest symptoms? And if that's the case, then we need to sort of collectively get to the bottom of why that is. So when we do coordinated care with people who are staying engaged with the medical system, to my thinking, we're giving you doctor authored protocols that engage with mainstream medicine. So a lot of the protocols that we promote, such as the Frontline Critical COVID Care Alliance protocol, that includes pharmaceuticals within it. And so you will need to have a doctor if that's the protocol that you select for your devaxing process. And just as a side note, that's something I'm really big about, because one thing we've seen through this whole COVID debacle is taking away health sovereignty, taking away the concept that you can critically think, that you can have a relationship with your body and you can observe what's going on inside of your own body, and you can critically respond to what medical authority figures tell you. So we want to be the antidote to all of that, including that disempowerment piece, right? So we're not just doing the antidote to the bad pharmaceuticals, we're doing the antidote to the bad medical practice of disempowering the patient. And so we want you to the greatest extent possible, select your own protocols, because we have several to choose from now. When I first started this, there were no doctor authored protocols. And I had to cobble together the first holistic protocol that I could put together based on limited information that we had. And then when the doctor protocols started to come out, mine did match up quite well to those. So I'm very proud to be able to say that. But as soon as some of those doctor authored protocols came out, I scrapped what I had done and said, okay, we're going to go with the best of the best at all times. And as more and more protocols have come out, I've collected those and added those to our repertoire of what we recommend to our clients. And of course, with the caveat that they coordinate with their doctor. If you have a doctor and you still trust your doctor, and the caveat that you choose the protocol that you want to do. So if you want to walk away from the medical system, we have protocols that match what you want. If you want to go the integrative care route, we have protocols that match what you want. If you want to stick with all the providers that you have and just add me in or add Devaxx, if we're going to be bringing other Devaxx coaches into the fold at some point, if you want to bring your Devaxx coach into this situation, we give you the protocols. You can discuss them with your doctor. And then even if your doctor has been slow to come around to the reality of what's happening with these novel medical technologies, just by the conversation with you, we're exposing your doctor to information that he or she may need to know. And so I think that's a very powerful process. And the more people that are learning more about these novel pharmaceuticals and are wanting solutions and are seeking solutions with coordinated care between people in the integrative world, people such as myself that are in the naturopathic world, people in other traditions as well. And the more that we're having those conversations, the more connective tissue we can build between this world and this world. And we can do more and more to bring the best of all these solutions together. And we're ultimately only going to make the medical system stronger and in its capacity to actually heal people and help people get better. And the same thing will go with the naturopathic world, because the naturopathic world needs a little bit more in terms of empiricism. We need more study. We need more dosaging protocols. We need a little bit more formality in what we're doing. And then the medical system needs to see kind of where capitalist interest and white supremacist interest and other interests have infiltrated and have diverted their program away from healing people and toward, just naked profiteering and other unscrupulous behaviors. Not every doctor is guilty in this. The vast majority of them are not. The vast majority of them are just let's say miseducated, misdirected, and are themselves oppressed by a corporate a corporate oligarchical structure within their own industry that has been eating the little guys, just like every other major corporate megalith structure has been doing, like in every industry. And so, we have to sort of reclaim some territory there. So for multiple reasons, we don't want you to turn away from the medical system unless you've made that decision for yourself that that's in your best interest. And if you've made that choice, I will support it. Anyone in my organization, anyone doing my brand of Devaxx coaching will support it. But if you want to stay in the medical system, more power to you. And we'll look at sort of a deeper level of what might constitute the best choices for you. And my approach, as I've said, will always be to empower you, the client. So a word about biofeedback. The way that works is I don't have my tablet right here with me, but I'll just hold an air tablet. I'll hold my tablet up. I'll get a voice sample from you. I do these things over the phone, these sessions over the phone. I do them over video chat, things like that. So whichever, as long as we can get a clear audio stream from your direction, the process will work. And because sound is traveling through your entire system as you are making noise through your voice, and especially when you give me that full tonal range, so I'll have you sing Baba Black Sheep or the ABC song or something like that, or anything you might want to sing. Or you can recite a poem even if you're shy to sing, or you can just speak a full paragraph. And if you're overly monotone, I'll let you know. Because we do want that full tonal range. But that because sound is hitting all parts of you, it can give us, it's basically like the machine can listen to our voices with more acuity than what we can. And so that's how it's based on the same sort of biofeedback principles as any biofeedback mechanism is based upon. So, like, I think the one that it's closest to is iridology, because iridology sort of maps out the body in a 360-degree way based on the shape of the iris and the distortions and coloration in the iris, and which I, of course, tell the practitioner what's going on in your body. The vocal print works in a very similar way to the iridology, but it generates a 360 degree based on the vocal print itself and where different sounds come from in the body and where the distortions are in those sounds. So that's how we figure out. And I think when I use it on myself, I find it to be freaky accurate. All of my clients have found it to be incredibly accurate as well. So we do trust it for those holistic people who want to go fully holistic in their Devaxx process, and for people who don't want to go fully holistic in their Devaxx process. We encourage you to corroborate the results with your doctor through several medical tests. I mean, we're as much interested in demonstrating the validity or lack thereof for our system as anybody else would be, because we want to provide the best care to our clients possible. So we encourage you to go back and check up on us and make sure that the best ideal would be to where if we do our biofeedback and then you do blood tests, that they would match up in terms of what to prioritize. So what issue that may be going on in your body would become the top of the list in terms of what we want to address through your Devaxx coaching process. So I do recommend that Devaxx coaching clients be in the program for about a year. I think the vast majority of people, you're talking about once a month for a year, or let's say once a month for the first 6 months. And then if we need to taper down, like if you're someone who's doing quite well, for example, or someone who didn't have a lot of damage going on to begin with, or maybe you got a placebo, hopefully, or something like that, then we can taper down. Serious cases, then we might be wanting to talk about seeing each other twice a month, or even people who want to do a fully holistic process, we might want to start off with twice a month for the first 3 months and then taper down to once a month. But we sort of base it on what your needs are. Of course, I base everything on when we develop your devaccine protocol, for example, we will take into account your lifestyle. So are you working or unemployed or retired? What are your budgetary limitations, etc. I've got solutions for dirt cheap Devaxx. I've got solutions for the more luxurious flavor of Devaxx for those who have more money than they have pain tolerance, or maybe you're past that. Maybe you do have had pain tolerance, but you've gotten to an age where you'd rather do it the more comfortable way, whatever suits who you are as a person. So just like with everything that I do at Sean Barker Coaching, we tailor it to the individual. So those are the major talking points that I have for Devaxx coaching. If you have further questions, feel free to get at me through my emails. I'll put them in the description box here on the video. And thanks for your interest in Sean Barker Coaching and in Devaxx coaching in particular. And I wish you the best of luck and the best of health on this journey. Thank you. Take care. Bye.